sounded like a dance record, you know what? Ooh. From the first 5 seconds alone, I could tell that this one was about to be a bang. Say that shit with your chest. And bop, 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 bop. My favorite record so far, man. God damn. God damn. You see, Ari? I'm sorry, I was not familiar with your game. To the channel, you already know what time it is. It's your favorite music connoisseur Henry here, and I'm back with another Ariana Grande reaction video. A couple of days ago, I made a poll on our Patreon. Shout out to our Patreon members and our Patreon gang, man. For those of you who don't know, Still Color is now on Patreon. Obviously did a poll on our Patreon for our lovely Patreon members because I wanted to know what Ariana Grande, what next Ariana Grande should I react to? And listen, the poll was literally 50-50. I put 2 options. I put Eternal Sunshine and I put Dangerous Woman, and it was literally a tie vote. So I had to do the old-fashioned eeny, meeny, miny, moe, catch a finger by the toe, you know, and I landed on Eternal Sunshine. So that's what I'm here to do today, guys. I am here to react and review for the very first time Ariana Grande's 7th studio album, Eternal Sunshine. She released this last year via Republic Records, and man, obviously this album has carried on a hugely successful string of albums for Ariana Grande. This debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200, selling over 200,000 copies in her first week. It marks her 6th #1 on the Billboard charts, which is amazing. And all of the songs on this album charted on the Billboard Hot 100 charts, which is absolutely phenomenal. There was 3 singles that was released from this album. The first 2, Yes and We Can't Be Friends, Wait for Your Love, both went on top of the Billboard Hot 100 charts. So she had 2 #1s from this album alone. Listen, Ariana Grande is a absolute beast, and I've already reacted to 2 of her albums, Thank You Next and Positions, and I thoroughly enjoyed both of them, man. Like, I'm really enjoying this Ariana journey that I'm on right now. Like, she's, you know, I've definitely found a new respect for Ariana Grande, man. Like, she's actually a dope artist. So yeah, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and most importantly, just engage with the video. So guys, without further ado, this is Eternal Sunshine, Ariana Grande, her 7th studio album. Let's go! Okay, guys, so the first track on the album is called Intro, brackets End of the World. Okay, all right, Ariana. That title sounds quite deep, you know. Listen, let's play it, man. Let's go, let's go. I'm ready, I'm ready. Come on, Ariana, let's go. What you got for me?
How can I tell if I'm in the right relationship? Aren't you really supposed to know that shit? Feel it in your bones and own that shit. I don't know. Then I had this interaction I've been thinking about for like 5 weeks. One day if he's thinking about it too and smiling. One day if he knows that that's not what's inspiring me. One day if he's judging me like I am right now. I don't care. I'd rather tell the truth, and make it worse for you. If the sun refused to shine, baby, would I still be alive? Would you want me there if the moon went dark tonight? If it all ended
Ariana's harmonies and the ad-libs, I've said this before, but they're just so angelic, man. She's got a voice that was literally sent from above, man. Honestly, like, wow. You can easily get lost in Ariana's voice. And yeah, it's pretty interesting because obviously I listened to Thank You Next and Positions, and those albums came out quite close together. Like, they came out like roughly around the same time, right? I think Positions came out in 2020 and Thank You Next came out in 2019. So yeah, they're only just like a year apart. So there must have been, you know, a lot of like overlap and just a lot of things that happened in Ariana's life that kind of crossed each other. So 4 to 5 years on from both of those albums, man, I'm just intrigued to see where Ariana's at in her life currently. You know, it's very interesting to see like what's happened in the last 4 or 5 years, and maybe I'm gonna get those answers when I listen to the rest of the album. But guys, let me know, like, what's Ariana up to now? Is she dating anybody now? Is she single? Because you know Ariana, obviously she's known for jumping from one relationship after the other. So yeah, what is she single? Is she, you know, obviously by the looks of things, just by, you know, looking at the lyrics, how can I tell if I'm in the right relationship? Aren't you really supposed to know that shit? So obviously she's asking a lot of questions, similar to a lot of questions that she was asking on Positions and Thank You Next. So yeah, it'll just be interesting to see like what growth Ariana's had between this album and her, you know, 2 previous albums that I've listened to. But yeah, like obviously she has a lot of questions. One thing about Ariana, she's gonna pour her heart out on the track, you know, which I absolutely love, by the way. Like I love when artists can be vulnerable and literally give us an insight into what their psyche is, what they're thinking, what they're feeling. But yeah, how can I tell if I'm in the right relationship? Aren't you really supposed to know that shit, feel it in your bones and own that shit? I don't know. So it seems like she's thinking about this interaction that she's had with this person. You know, again, we've all been there, right, where like there's just that one person that you just come across, and you know, like the interaction is so powerful, the chemistry is just so on fire that after you sort of left them, you're still thinking about them. You're thinking to yourself, wow, like the energy, the chemistry was just unmatched. And yeah, like you think about them when they're not there, and sometimes you have those questions in your head. Are they feeling the same way? Did they feel what I felt as well? Yeah, obviously it's a pretty natural way of thinking. So yeah, man, listen, Ari just giving me a little introduction. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see where she takes the album from here, man. But obviously great start. It was a very short intro. But yeah, man, obviously vocally Ariana's always on point, so I expect nothing less. So guys, moving on to track number 2 is called Bye. Let's go. Let's see how this one sounds. Yo, this is already sounding like a hit, you know. Maybe I'm glazing, but you know, sometimes you can just, you know, you can listen to the first 5 seconds of a record and say to yourself, listen, this is about to be a banger, you know. Ooh. Come on. At least I know how hard we tried, both you and me. Ooh. Didn't we? Myself quickly just put love in a driveway. Yeah. Bye-bye. It's over again. Bye-bye. Yeah. Guys, this is sounding like a dance record, you know what? Hey. Guys, you see, I told you. What did I flipping say? What did I say? From the first 5 seconds alone, I could tell that this one was about to be a bang. And I was not disappointed. You know what? To be fair, I've not heard Ariana on this style of production before. Like, this was definitely more in sort of like the dance sort of bracket. You know, I haven't really heard this from Ariana before, but I really, really liked it. I really, really liked it, man. Like, wow. Wow, wow, wow. I'm really kind of taken aback by that. But yeah, like, that was groovy. That was very, very groovy. And listen, one thing about Ariana, yeah, she won't hesitate to tell a boy bye, just like the song says, yeah. She knows when to walk away, right? And when Ariana seems like that type to me, yeah, that she'll ride for you to the bitter end, but when she's done, she is absolutely done, right? I want to know what star sign Ariana is, I want to know what star sign she is. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, she'll ride for you. She'll be there by your side. She seems like a ride or die. But at the same time, if Ariana's done with you, she is done. There's no going back for her. And obviously Ariana's been through a lot of like relationships in her life. So I'm pretty sure at this point her tolerance levels are very low. So if you act like a fuckboy, or if you do something that's gonna, break her trust or break her heart, she's quick to say bye. Boy, bye. This ain't the first time I've been hostage to these tears. See, listen, I just even looking at the lyrics. What did I just say? What did Ariana say in this song? This ain't the first time I've been hostage to these tears. This ain't the first time I've been heartbroken, bro. This ain't the first time I've had to deal with fuckboys like you. Or this ain't the first time I've had to deal with a situation where I'm breaking down in tears. I'm used to this. Like, I love that. I love that. Yeah, I love that. And it seems like Ariana's definitely showing some growth. Listen, the hook for this record was very catchy, and also the bridge as well. The bridge, I really like the bridge on this record, man. This was very well sequenced. The production was fire. Fire. Listen, that's instantly going down as one of my favorites, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, okay, Ariana, I'm really ready for this album now, you know what I'm saying? The intro was just a little, but now I'm fully ready. I feel like this is like the first proper track. So guys, track number 3 is called Don't Wanna Break Up Again. Okay, let's go. Another situationship. Ariana, haven't you learned your lesson? I mean, come on, haven't you learned your lesson? We went through this on Thank You Next. Come on, Ariana, why do you keep finding yourself in these situationships, man? Oh, man. Let's go. Can't lie, the more that track went on, the more sort of better it got for me. I started to like it, man. Listen, first and foremost, I have to say, Ariana, why are you still finding yourself in these sort of situationships? Why? I thought we had gotten past this, man. I thought we had got. But listen, it's easy for me to say that, but like, what's the saying? Old habits die hard. So it is gonna take a bit of time for Ariana to kind of get out of these sort of bad habits. But you know what? She did, I think, what did she say on one part of the song? Spent so much on therapy. So at least Ariana has been going to therapy, I think she alluded to that on either Positions or Thank You. I can't even remember what album it was, but I think she's obviously started to basically realize that she needed to be by herself. Like, she was just jumping after like she was just jumping into one situation after the other, basically as a way of just not dealing with her issues. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm looking for a word that describes what I'm talking about. She was using it as a coping mechanism. That's right. She was using sex as a coping mechanism, as a way of distracting her from her own problems and her own issues and her own trauma. So, you know, fast forward on from those years, it looks like obviously she's now obviously trying to learn how to just be by herself, and again she's been going to therapy and she's just been trying to really get a hold of her demons. So I commend her for that. But yeah, you know, she's kind of found herself in another situationship, and you know it hasn't ended well, which I also said, by the way, situationships rarely ever end well. You know, somebody at some point in time is going to catch feelings. Like, you know, you can go into it saying, oh, neither of us are going to catch feelings, I'm not going to catch feelings, but I'm telling you, 8 times out of 10 somebody is going to catch feelings, and it's going to end up messy. And it looks as if this situation has ended up messy. But yeah, no, honestly, man, like, the more and more that track went on, the more and more I started to like it, man. Really, really catchy, great hook, and just like a signature Ari pop record, man. Like, she can do this in her sleep, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, listen, right now Ari is, right now, including the intro, Ari is free for free in my eyes, you know what I mean? So track number 4 is called Saturn Returns, interlude. Just about 42 seconds.
When we're all born, Saturn's somewhere. And the Saturn cycle takes around about 29 years. That's when we've got to wake up and smell the coffee, because if we've just been sort of relying on our cleverness or relying, just kind of floating along, Saturn comes along and hits you over the head, hits you over the head, hits you over the head, and says, wake up! It's time for you to get real about life and sort out who you really are.
I mean, nice interlude. Not really much to say, but I did agree with what that person was saying, man. At some point in time, you got to wake up. You know, Ari, do you hear what she's saying? You've got to wake up and you've got to sort out your shit. You know. So I hear that. So moving on to track number 5, it's called Eternal Sunshine, which is obviously the title of the album. So yeah, man. Listen, let's see how this one is gonna sound, man. Let's go.
Know what people say, because no one couldn't change you. I guess you could say the same. Can't read the range, truth. I've never seen someone die like you do. Someone cheating you, start to think it's true.
Come on.
Get me out of this loop. Yeah, so now we play our separate scenes. Now she's in my bed.
Yeah. Yo, this is my vibe. This is my vibe. Let's go. Ariana, hey, hey, Ari. Listen, man, Ari, yo, she's. Do you know what with Ari as well? She's such an underrated songwriter. She's actually a great songwriter, you know. She's actually a great songwriter, bro. Like, she actually is, and I don't think she gets enough credit for it. And it's pretty interesting. Do you know what I'm noticing? The album cover, she's leaning on what looks like herself. So obviously she's putting. So there's 2 pictures of Ari, one that's standing up and one that's obviously leaning to the side, and obviously she's got her head on her shoulder. So is that a metaphor for, like, I don't know, like the only person I've got is me type of thing? Like, I'm sort of, I'm trying to put this into words. Like, I'm my own best friend. Like, I've got to learn how to lean on my own shoulder. I've got to, learn how to be. I've got to sort of learn how to love myself. Like, it's a way of self care and self love. Like, nobody else has got me but me. Like, nobody knows me better than I do. So, like, is that sort of like a way of Ari sort of depicting that through this image that I'm seeing on the cover art? Because she's leaning on her own shoulder, right? And wow, if that is, guys, let me know, because if that's what Ari is trying to sort of signify, I think that's really powerful. And again, it shows growth. It definitely shows growth, because before, Ari will use other people to sort of, but now it seems like she's relying just on herself, and she knows that, really the only person that's got her in life is herself, and she has to be her own best friend. She has to learn to love herself, before she can love anybody else. She's got to learn to be comfortable in her own skin, instead of just, relying on other people for happiness or self-fulfillment. So if that's the case, then like, that's actually really good, man. But yeah, man, listen, this track was a bop. This track was a bop. Ari knows how to create hits, man. Like, she knows how to create hits. I'm telling you this right now, man. She's a great songwriter. Seriously, she's a great songwriter. So again, another great track, man. Ari right now is 5 for 5, man. So track number 6 is called Supernatural.
Nobody else around me, just need you right here. You're like the only thing that I see. It's crystal clear, and I want you to come claim it. I do. What are you waiting for? Yeah, want you to name it. I do. Want you to make it yours. It's like supernatural. It's like me.
Oh, guys, that might be my favorite record so far. And again, I have to say, man, the versatility of Ari. She's given, in the first 6 songs already, she's given me R&B, she's given me dance, and she's given me pop/synth pop. Yeah, yo, she's giving me a different variety already, and we're only 6 tracks in, man. And yeah, I think, that might be my favorite record. Yo, that might be my favorite record, man. Ari's just a bloody superstar, isn't she, man? Like, she's an absolute superstar, bro. Like, what? Don't want nobody else around me, just need you right here. You're like, the only thing I see is crystal clear. And listen, I've said this before, bro. Like, Ari is just a lover girl, man. She's an absolute lover girl. Wears her heart on her sleeve. And she just wants to be loved, man. But I think what she's realizing is the first thing that she needs to get in order is she needs to love herself. Like, the first person that she needs to be in love with is herself, yeah, this is what I'm kind of getting from the first few tracks. Even though obviously, there was that track where she was talking about being in a situationship. I still feel like Ari has realized, or beginning to realize, that she needs to pour more into herself than anybody else. But like, Ari just wants to be happy, man. She just wants to be loved, And that is the whole point of existence, right? Like, love is the thing that keeps us together. Without love, we really don't have nothing, So I definitely sort of understand why Ari is such a lover girl, because love is a beautiful thing, man. Whether you've been hurt or not, you should always want and strive for love. And I'm just so happy that Ariana, despite everything she's gone through, she has not given up on love, because it could have been easy for her to give up on love. She's been through a lot of shit, you know, a lot of, you know, relationships that have not worked out, you know, there's a lot of trauma there, a lot of baggage, but seems like she's not giving up on love, and I love that for Ari, man, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that might be my favorite record yet, you know. I can't even lie to you, bro. Like, it might be my favorite record yet. Guys, moving on to track number 7. It's called True Story. Let's go.
I know you play. No, this is not what I need. Give me love, love, give me love. Not what I want. Give me love, love. Ain't gonna happen to me. Give me love, love, give me love, love, love. Give me love, give me love, 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 love. I'll be the villain if you need me to.
Oh.
I know how this goes. I'll be the one you pay to see, play the scene, while the cameras please.
Yeah.
Just another time, sneaking like a creep in the night. But I'll play whatever part you need me to. This is a true story about our life.
Guys, this definitely reminds me, like, the production is definitely giving Timbaland. Let me see who produced this. Hold on. Let me see who produced this. Oh, it was Max Martin. Okay. It's definitely giving me Timbaland vibes, man. Like, those old school Timbaland and Aaliyah tracks from back in the day, man. It's definitely giving that, man. Let's go, let's go.
You fantasize that you and I. This is a true story about all the games I know you play. No, this is not what I need. Give me love, love, give me love. Not what I want. Give me love, love. Ain't gonna happen to me. Give me love, love, give me love, love, give me love, give me love.
But you know what? This was also giving me Christina Aguilera, Genie in the Bottle vibes as well, you know. This, okay. So it's giving me a mix between Aaliyah, Timbaland, and Christina Aguilera, Genie in the Bottle, man. Like, okay. Because I know, listen, Ariana, she's inspired by, you know, like some of the like biggest and best vocalists that we have, you know. The likes of Mariah Carey, Christina Aguilera. I know she's a huge fan of both of them. So yeah, and I know she's a huge fan of R&B as well, so she's definitely taking inspiration from that, man. But listen, again, Ari, listen, one thing she is not shy about doing is calling a motherfucker out, man. You know, it must be, just imagine having dated Ari, like, just imagine that feeling. Like, if you mess up in the relationship, most likely she's gonna make a song about you, you know. Because some people will obviously, just out of respect for the other person, whether or not it ended badly, they don't want to give them that sort of clout. They don't want to sort of, you know, air them out in the song. They sort of want to keep those things personal, right? But Ari just doesn't give a fuck, man, for real. Like, she will air you out. Like, she will air you out, man, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, just another, listen, the bops continue. I have not heard a bad record yet on this album. This album, even though for me, my personal favorite is Positions, and like, you know, that is gonna stay like that until further notice. Maybe this album might overtake it, I don't know. But for me, this is sounding like it could potentially be Ari's best album that I've heard. You know, even, do you know what? Thank You Next was actually really good though. Thank You Next was actually really good. But this is up there right now because I have not heard a bad track so far. Like, I really haven't. And like I said, vocally, I mean, Ari, amazing. I think at this point, there's no point of me even saying that Ari sounds amazing vocally, because she literally does it on every single record, man. So I think that sort of statement is redundant now. But track number 8 is called The Boy Is Mine. And listen, I've been wanting to hear this track. I think maybe I've heard this track once, but I know obviously Ari took inspiration from the classic, one of my favorite R&B tracks of all time. You know, obviously the original Boy Is Mine by Brandy and Monica. Shout out to Brandy and Monica. You know, I'm a real R&B head. For those of you who don't know, R&B is like my favorite genre, even though I'm a rap fan as well. But R&B is truly my favorite genre. So The Boy Is Mine, that track holds a special place in my heart. You know, it's an absolute classic, and I know obviously she took inspiration from that track. So let's see how it sounds, man. Let's see. This is track number 8, Boy Is Mine.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, boop, 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 boop. I wish I had my siren sound effect right now so I can air horn it. Oh my days. This is my favorite track so far. This is my favorite track. Listen, nothing is gonna beat the original. Yeah, that. Let me just say that plain and simple. But you know what? Ari didn't design this to be exactly like the original. This was completely different. You know, she didn't even use the same instrumental. Like there were no sort of samples or interpolations from the original Boy Is Mine. This was just literally a track that inspired Ariana, and obviously she made her own version, which was completely different from the original, man. And honestly, man, yo, this was an absolute bop, 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 bop. My favorite record so far, man. God damn. God damn. Like, yo, you see, Ari? I'm sorry, I was not familiar with your game. I was not familiar with your game. I was not familiar with your game. Again, I said it, 3 or 4 songs ago. She is a great songwriter, man. Like, she knows literally how to, it's not even just like writing songs, it's her cadence, right? Her flow. She exactly knows what to do and when to do it. Like it's amazing. And she's so consistent as well. Another thing that is not spoken about, Ari is very consistent. Very, very consistent, bro. Like, what? Yo, no. Guys, this was my favorite track. Track number 9, I think this was one of the singles that she released. And it's called Yes And. Let's see how this one sounds, man. Yeah, so I think this single went to number 1, right? I think this single went to number 1. So yeah, let's see how it sounds, man. Ooh! Okay, giving us a dance again. Hey. Ari, you know, giving us another dance record. But yo, you know what? This track had all the ingredients to be an absolute hit. I can definitely see why this went to number 1. And even, you know, hearing this track right now, I mean, it's summertime. This is a summer record for sure, man. You know, something to get people moving and grooving. You know, it's a very, very contagious record, man. And again, the formula is perfect because not only is it a track that people can dance to, it's, you know, the message behind this track as well is just very positive and very just like, how would I call it? You know, it's just very self-empowering, you know, and you know, when you have that formula, as in a track or song that someone that people can dance to, and also it has a positive message as well. Listen, that formula is undeniable, man. So I can 100% see why this track did so well and it went to number 1. And I just love the message, you know, that Ari was preaching, you know, on this record. She's basically saying, listen, shit happens in life. You know, like things happen, you know, there's times where you can find yourself in you know, a dark situation. There's times where you can find yourself, you know, just in trouble basically, you know. But listen, it happens. there's always light at the end of the tunnel. And you just got to brush your shoulders off and keep it moving. And you know, you just got to just walk with your head held high, and just brush that shit off your chest. You know, be your own effing best friend. Share that shit with your chest. Keep moving. Like, what's next? Like, it's a very self-empowering record, man. Like a record that a lot of people can gather hope from. You know, like, listen, no, there isn't anybody more qualified to speak like this than Ari. You know, Ari's been through a lot, as I've said before, but listen, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. You know, what doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. It doesn't matter what you go through. There's always light round the corner. There's always, you know, the sun round the corner, you know? So it doesn't matter what you go with, you know, listen, take it on your chest and keep it moving. Like, what's next? Like, let's go. Like, keep on moving. Like, this happened to me, yes, and like, I'm gonna keep it moving. I'm gonna keep it stepping. So, guys, man, great record, man. And like I said, for me, you know, I love more the message around this record. Even though this was a bop, I love the message more, man, for real. Very self-empowering. So track number 10 is called We Can't Be Friends, Wait for Your Love. I think this was another record that she released, which went to number 1, if my memory serves me correctly. Let's go. Let's see how this one sounds.
I didn't think you would understand me. How could you ever even try? I don't wanna tiptoe, but I don't wanna hide, but I don't wanna feed this monstrous fire. Just wanna let this story die, and I'll be alright. We can't be friends. I like to just pretend. Do you pay birds and pens? Wait until you like me again. Wait for your love. Now I'll wait for your love.
Yo, I can't lie, the strings on that record were, oh my days, the strings on that record were beautiful. Guys, do you know what? This is the first record where I'm like, it was okay, it was alright, but yeah, like, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say about this record. I was struggling to kind of understand what perspective that she was talking from. Like, was she talking to herself? Was she talking to her conscience? Was she talking about, like, you know, like a love interest? Like, who was she talking about? Because in the lyrics, she says, "Wait for your love, I'll wait for your love. Me and my truth, we sit in silence. Baby girl, it's just you and me." So that would seem like she's talking to herself. You know, she's talking to her conscience. But then she's like, because I don't want to argue, but I don't want to bite my tongue, yeah. I think I'd rather die. You got me misunderstood. Yeah, I was kind of struggling to understand what perspective she was coming from on that project. But overall, the track was okay. Wasn't my favorite whatsoever. I think, you know, that's the first track, guys, where I'm like, okay, it's not bad. But I like, it just didn't move me. Just like the other tracks have moved me. Like, it was okay. It was okay. But that's fine, because I mean, listen, we're what? How many tracks in? We're 10 tracks in, and this is the first track that I'm like, it's a bit, you know, it's a bit like, okay. So I mean, listen, that just goes to show you how quality this album is, man. Like, it's full of a lot of great records, man. And honestly, really and truly, if by the end of this, because we've got, I think, 6 more tracks to go, like, this album continues, apart from mostly this track, continues at a high level. I could be saying that this is Ari's best work, you know. But yeah, that track was okay. So moving on to track number 11, I Wish I Hated You. Okay, very powerful.
My clothes in the closet you made, your shoes still in boxes, I send them your way, hoping life brings you no new pain. I rearrange my memories, I try to rewrite my life, but no And no matter how I want to, and no matter how easy things could be if I did, and no matter how guilty I still feel saying it. I wish I hated you. I wish I weren't true. Wish there was worse to you. I wish you were worse to me.
Wish I hated you. Wow, wow, wow. So I think I definitely got that a lot more than the previous track, man. And obviously for this last two tracks, man, Ariana's decided to strip it all the way down. You know, very minimalistic production. And I think, you know, when it comes to these type of tracks, man, like they are there to sort of set the tone, set a type of emotion. Like the production was definitely done on purpose, considering obviously what Ari's talking about. It's definitely, it seems like she's opening up a lot more on these tracks, man. And this is her. I feel like this is her talking directly to us as the audience, and she wants us to feel, you know, everything that she's saying. Hence why obviously there wasn't a lot going on in terms of the production, man. Like these sort of records are the ones that hit you the most. And it's like she wants you to feel like the type of emotions that she's feeling. And you know, this is definitely a very deep track, man. I wish I hated you. You know, but no matter how I try to, no matter how I want to, and no matter how easy things could be if I did, and no matter how guilty I still feel saying it, I wish I hated you. I wish that weren't true. You know, it's kind of, yeah, it's crazy because, you know, depending on, you know, because I'm assuming she's talking about a breakup here. You know, she could be talking about anything. She could be talking about a friendship breakup for all I know. Or whatever went wrong. Maybe the person did her wrong. Maybe she did the person wrong. But I'm assuming because she's saying I wish I hated you, the person did her wrong. When you've loved somebody, yeah, this is why love can be such a complex thing. Like you've loved somebody, like you've been intimate with that person, like you shared like your deepest and darkest secrets with that person. That person's seen you at your lowest, they've seen you at your highest, they've seen you at your most vulnerable, and then all of a sudden it's like they betray your trust, they do something to kind of break your heart, and then you guys sort of are broken up and you're no longer together. Like it's easy for you to try to hate that person, but it's easier said than done. Human beings, we're very complex people, right? And emotions are very complicated. So yeah, like listen, I feel Ariana in this one. And one thing I love about Ariana, she talks about real life shit that happens to real life people. Everything that Ariana deals with in her life, yeah, is what we deal with, you know, as everyday people. Where Ariana's a human being, we're human beings. And I love like the fact that like just from a songwriting point of view, she's able to kind of relate to us on some level, man. And yeah, she's able to speak her piece. And yeah, like Ariana's music, I'm sure for a lot of people is healing. You know, I'm sure like her music brings a lot of healing, and a lot of just not acknowledgement and just vindication. You know, like I'm not the only one that's going through this. There's so many other people that are going through this, and Ari's music, man, I'm sure helps a lot of people get through some tough times, man. So yeah, shout out to Ari. Moving on to track number 12 is called Imperfect for You.
Come take my hand, throw your guitar and clothes in the backseat. My love, they don't understand that I'll hold your hurt in the box here beside me. How could we know we'd rearrange all the cosmos? We crashed and we burned. Now I just can't go where you don't go. And you
for this last 3 tracks, man, she slowed the tempo down a lot. But that's not a negative thing, man. That's not a negative thing whatsoever. I just thought, obviously, the first track that started off this slow sort of pace from Ari, like I thought it was just like, yeah, okay. It felt a bit bland to me. But the last 2, yeah, like the last 2, I think have been really good. And again, you know, Ari, she comes across to me, and I said this on the Thank You Next album. She can get herself in very sticky and silly situations that she knows she doesn't need to be in. You know, Ari, I say, is her own worst enemy at times. But at the same time, she's a very self-aware person. You know, it's like she knows her flaws. She does know her flaws. Like she knows, you know, the fact that she's imperfect, which all of us are. So that shouldn't be new to her. But it's like, if I was to ask Ari, so can you, because it's all well and good knowing that you're imperfect, but a lot of people don't know why they're imperfect. A lot of people don't know their flaws. So they know that they're not perfect. But if I was to say to you, okay, I know you're not perfect, so what do you need to improve on? What are your shortcomings? You know, what are the things that make you anxious? A lot of people won't be able to answer that. But Ari seems like the type of person that if I was to ask her what her exact flaws are, she's able to give like a distinct explanation to what she knows she needs to work on and what her shortcomings are. And yeah, like she's a very self-reflective person, man. Like, you know, there was a track on Thank You Next that she kind of makes reference to like some of her flaws. I can't remember what track it was, but even on this track, man, like Fucked Up, Anxious Too Much, Imperfect For You, Completely Distressed, you know, she's basically trying to say I'm a mess, you know, I'm a mess. But like, listen, and there's beauty in imperfection. There is. So just because you're imperfect, just because you have flaws, it's not a bad thing. Like I said, we all have flaws, and there is beauty in perfection. There is beauty in imperfection, man. And it's just embracing that, but also at the same time working on those flaws, not letting those flaws kind of get in the way of your happiness. She understands that she may have contributed to some things going wrong, which obviously is big of her to do. So yeah, man. So track number 13 is called Ordinary Things.
Up all the champagne in California. We can have a cafe in Tokyo if you wanna. Hypothetically, we could do anything that we like. We can hit up all the stops in matching snowsuits. We can hang out at the Louvre all night if you want to. We can spend every dime. I don't want anything but more time. No matter what we do, there's never gonna be ordinary things for you. It's funny but it's true. There's never gonna be ordinary thing as long as I'm with you.
And do that. And if you can't, and if you don't feel comfortable doing it, you're in the wrong place. Get out.
So that, guys, obviously that was Ordinary Things, and that was okay. You know, I probably put that in the pile of We Can't Be Friends, Wait For Your Love. Not a bad track whatsoever, but yeah, this kind of, I don't know, it just didn't really do anything for me. It was okay, it was alright, but you know, considering, guys, that, you know, that was track 13, and there's only 2 songs out of this 13 tracks, right, that I can say are okay. And so I'm gonna move on to the 3 tracks on the deluxe, and we're going to listen to track number 14, which is Yes, and it's the remix featuring none other than MC Mariah Carey, one of my favorite artists of all time. And obviously Mariah Carey is somebody that Ariana looks up to, man. Like, that's literally her mentor. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see them on the track together and hear them on the track together. Let's go. Hey. 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 Yo, I can't lie, this must be a dream come true for Ariana. I'm not sure if she's her and Mariah have been on a track together before. I'm not too sure. Is this the first one or is this the second one? But regardless, this must be a dream come true to Ariana, man. Like, she loves Mariah Carey. Hey. Vibes. Hey. Yeah. Woo. With your chest. Hey, the whistle. I can't lie. I thought that Mariah and Ariana were gonna have a whistle off, you know, because obviously both of them know how to whistle. So I thought they were gonna have a whistle off at the end. Obviously, I heard, you know, both of them were going kind of back and forth on the whistles, but yeah, I thought it'd be a lot more. But listen, that was an absolute banger. And like I said, man, listen, this must be a dream come true for Ariana, and it's so crazy because obviously these two, you know, women are at different sort of ends in their careers. You know, obviously Mariah is an OG, you know, she's done it all. She's an absolute legend, but she's coming towards the end of her career. And Ariana is, you can say Ariana is right in the peak of her career. And just in terms of like the age gap, man, like these two came from completely different generations. You know, obviously Ariana has been sort of held as the new Mariah of this generation. But listen, there's only one Mariah, man. Like, and Ariana is great in her own right, so we shouldn't really compare the two. But yeah, it's just kind of crazy that there's about what 30 years. There's a 30-year age gap between the two. Like literally, Mariah could be Ariana's mum, you know. She could be, but like I just love it, man. Like I love the collaboration between these two. Both of their voices definitely mesh well together, man. And listen, this was an absolute dream and an absolute banger. You know what I'm saying? An absolute banger. So track number 15 is called Supernatural, and he's featuring Troye Sivan. I think did this Troye Sivan, did he appear on one of Ariana's albums? Was it Thank You Next or Positions? I think it might be Positions because I think Thank You Next didn't have no features on it. So yeah, but yeah, I think I've heard about this guy before, man.
Nobody else around me.
Oh,
Just need you right here.
love this.
Everything that I see,
Come on.
it's crystal clear. I want you to come claim it. I do. What are you waiting for? Yeah, want you to name it. I do. Want you to make it yours. It's like supernatural.
It's like supernatural. Yeah, love Supernatural. Yeah. It's like supernatural. Yo, that track is so fire, man. Like honestly, if it wasn't for The Boy Is Mine, right, Supernatural would have been my favorite track on this tape, man. Like it's an absolute such a fire record, man. Like such a fire. And listen, shout out to Troye Sivan or Troye Sivan. You know, he definitely did his thing on this one for real. But Supernatural is an absolute banger, honestly. If it wasn't for Boy Is Mine, Supernatural would have been. This is something I don't know. It's some sort of crack or weed in this track because it's just so I don't know, it's very addictive, man. Like I don't know, but wonderful record. So track number 16, the last track, guys, the Boy Is Mine remix. Hey, I've been waiting on this one because it features none other than the OGs of the original track, Brandy and Monica. And shout out to Brandy and Monica because coincidentally they are going on a tour, and the tour is called the Boy Is Mine Tour. You know, celebrating obviously their Grammy winning classic track, The Boy Is Mine. I'm so glad that these two ladies have linked up and are obviously, going on tour. They deserve to be celebrated. That track deserves to be celebrated as well, man. One of the best R&B records of all time. Shout out to Dark Child who produced it. And it's just a shame because obviously they haven't announced the European dates, and obviously I live in the UK. So Brandy and Monica, if you ever see this, please, please, please. I've already seen Monica live 2 years ago, but Brandy, I want to see you. You're one of my favorite R&B artists of all time. I want to see, them bring the tour over to the UK. Hopefully they do. But guys, this is the last track, Brandy and Monica, Ariana Grande, the Boy Is Mine remix. And shout out to Ariana Grande for bringing Brandy and Monica on this track, man. Like shout out to her, man. Definitely paying homage to the two goats of R&B. You know what I'm saying? Hey, let's go, Brandy. Woo! Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Let's go, Monica. Hey. What a way to finish this. Listen, the R&B inside of me, the R&B lover inside of me is just absolutely smiling. I'm sure you couldn't help but see I was smiling through that, man, because Brandy, Monica on a record together. I haven't heard them on a record together in years. And then obviously mixed that in with Ariana Grande, like the old generation meeting the new generation, the OGs meeting the new G. I mean, man, like shout out to Ariana Grande for making this happen, man. Like obviously allowing these two queens to appear on this record, man. Like, just goes to show you that, like, Ariana Grande, man, she obviously loves the people that she was influenced by. I'm sure Brandy is one of her influences as well. And she, pays homage when homage is due. You can just tell that she loves music, man, and obviously she loves just like the people that have influenced her. So for her to obviously bring them on, she brought Mariah Carey on to be on a track. Yeah, man, shout out to Ariana Grande every single time. And obviously The Boy Is Mine, undisputedly my favorite record on here, man. So that was a great way to finish this album. And guys, obviously that was Eternal Sunshine. Listen, let me just say this straight off the bat, man. Ariana has done it again. She is free for free. Like all three of her albums that I've listened to, Thank You, Next Positions and Eternal Sunshine, they've all obviously brought something different to the table. They've been similar in some ways as well, but they've also been different, man. But all three albums have been great. And honestly, man, I'm just so like privileged to obviously be able to hear Ariana's discography in full. I've always wanted to obviously take a deep dive into her discography, but I didn't really, have the chance to, and I didn't really make time for it, I'm gonna be honest with you, but I've now made time and I'm so glad I did, because honestly, Ariana Grande, my respect for you as an artist has gone up. It's similar to how I feel about Taylor Swift now, when obviously I sat down and listened to Taylor Swift's discography, or more of her discography, I found a new, respect for her as an artist, and it's exactly the same with Ariana Grande. Again, just from a songwriting perspective, man, this was absolutely just chef's kiss. Obviously this album, she is mainly obviously drawing inspiration from her personal experiences. But that's one thing I love about Ari, man. Like she gives it to you unfiltered. She gives it to you raw. She's unapologetically herself, and she just, comes from a place of just being open and just being honest about her feelings, her emotions, and I honestly respect her so much for doing that. And just from a production point of view as well, this production was expansive. Also give up to whoever Ari's engineer is, because the mixes on her tracks just sound just very fresh. But guys, I thought this album was great, man. Like, this potentially could be Ari's best album in my opinion. It was a fantastic listen, and Ari vocally, she sounds amazing, what I'm saying, as she always does. And guys, man, like I really liked this first listen. Obviously outside a couple records, other than that, man, like this was just this was a double thumbs up for me. But so one thing I need to mention as well, one thing I also have to give Ari credit for, is the fact that like Thank You Next and Eternal Sunshine have just been Ari. Like, she hasn't really had features on it. Obviously she had features on the deluxe version of this album, but like Thank You Next and Eternal Sunshine have just been her. No features, no nothing. So this goes to show you that Ari can carry, she doesn't need features to carry, an album. Guys, let me know what you thought about this in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I think, I'm gonna hold a poll out on our Patreon to see what Ariana Grande album I listen to next. I think it's gonna be out of Dangerous Love and Sweetener, or Dangerous Woman, should I say, and Sweetener. Sorry. So guys, watch out for that. But yeah, guys, have a lovely day. Like I said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll be back again real soon with another one. But until then, my people, stay blessed. I'm out. Peace.